Hi there, Homespun friends. It's good to see you this afternoon. I wanted to come and show you the haul that I picked up today. You know, I told you before that Aldi had just opened. It was actually before their grand reopening day and they wouldn't let me use my coupons. So I went back. I was able to use both of the $5 coupons I had, plus I went to Walmart. I actually went to Walmart first and I wanted to show you what I got. Now, most of the things that I got at Walmart were non-food, but two of the things that I got from Aldi that I'm going to show you first are these two appliances. Now, I told you I was wanting one of these nutrition blenders, and my mother-in-law gave my husband and I one, I think it was Christmas before last, and we used it quite a bit. I would say we used it probably 5 or 6 times a week. But our daughter Kelly has 4 children, and her family, her children consider these to be like milkshakes, and they want one all the time. And so we just decided, when they were here one day and they were crying for things, we just gave them our nutrition blender. And we've been using one of those little handheld stick blenders, and it does okay, but it's not, you know, the most effective. So we got us one of these today. The recipe book is included. It is approved by Better Homes and Gardens, so we looking forward to that. And it's red, which is the color of my kitchen. And I also got a red mini deep fryer. Now, I have been contemplating a deep fryer for 12 months, and I know you think that's crazy, but I used to have one when my boys were small, before the girls were born, but it started acting up on me, and in addition to that, the boys were eating more and more, and the small little deep fryer that we had, it was starting to become inadequate for the size of family that we had, and so I just threw it away. This is something I really didn't want to buy secondhand because I didn't know that I trusted a deep fryer. You know, it gets super hot, and it, you know, after you've used it for a little while, it also gets really greasy and gunky, and I just decided this was $17.99. And I thought, you know, this is the perfect time for us to try this out. And my mother-in-law uses one quite a bit. And she makes fries and onion rings and chicken nuggets and all kinds of things using hers. And so I thought it would be nice to have around. But if in case, by chance, I don't find that I use it after a few months as much as I would, you know, as like to, I will pass this down to someone in my family. Probably one of the daughters, because I mention my daughters a lot because, number one, they live the closest to me, and they have all the children. Now, I have one son that's married, and he has a daughter, and she's 8. But the other 2 daughters have the other 6 grandchildren, and another grandchild coming in June. So, and they live right here near my house, and they're here more often. And so I tend to pass things on as I see them, you know, when they're here. And then I picked up a few clothing items. I thought this was a really pretty colored shirt. It's not really purple and it's not really lavender, but I love the shade of it, and it was only $4.94. And then I picked this up. This is, I love something with like a little jacket. I can pull the sleeves up on this and wear this in the spring because it's got that beautiful color to it that looks springy. And this was only $5. They were marking these down while I was there, and so I picked that up today. And then I also picked up this pretty white little cardigan. I can't hold it out far enough for you guys to see it, but you get the idea of it. It's about a 3/4 length sleeve that's on it. I love the pretty seam that's here. I don't know if you can even pick that up, but it's got that pretty little fishtail seam on it. Really nice. I love having a white sweater. You don't find them quite as often as you used to. You know, when I was growing up at Easter time, you always had a white sweater or a little jacket that you wore at Easter. Even if it was warm, you wore something, you wore white sweater or white jacket, you wore a hat, you wore gloves, and you know, that was just the thing you did. Now, people don't do that much anymore, but I thought that I would hold on to that white sweater and maybe wear that at Easter time. And then I picked up this little watering tray for my little plant that I bought at Aldi, you saw. I got these little undies. They were on a clearance for $4.98 because a couple of them were missing. And I thought, well, I'll just get them. The lotion that I'm using on my nightstand right now, I was using it every night. I was noticing it felt kind of strange on my hands. And when I looked at the bottle more closely, it said that the expiration date was 2014 maybe. So I don't know how long I've been using that one. It's a huge bottle of lotion, I know that. So I decided to break down, and I'm going to throw out some old things that I've been using on my person and get some newer things, and just to make sure that it's, you know, it's still of good quality. And I love Jergens. I don't know if you guys remember the smell of Jergens, but it has that kind of like a cherry smell. It is wonderful. And then I got some Head & Shoulders Itchy Scalp Care. And the reason that I bought this is because I've been having problems with breakouts on my scalp and really on my arms. This is classic autoimmune response for me. When I start having skin problems, when I start having little itchy places and breakouts and my head starts getting sore in places, that is pretty much my immune system acting up. And in the years past, now one of my daughters, Natalie, that's the one that's pregnant now, she is a cosmetologist. Now, she stays at home with her children for the moment, but that is her training. She graduated from cosmetology college. And she's always, been really good to help me with my hair and help me with any needs that I had. And she was the one that encouraged me to use eucalyptus. And it's been a long time since I've used it, but it does help if you have an itchy scalp. So if you have that problem, you might bear that in mind. Anything with eucalyptus will help it. I've got this Allergy Relief. Now, you had two choices in this generic Claritin. You could buy 10 capsules or you could buy 120. There was no in between on these. So this was $17, but I know that I'm going to use them. I'm going to be using them for a while, so I got the bigger package. My husband mentioned that it was really time for a new razor. He often tries just to buy the, the blades that go on his razor, but his razor is getting really worn. The name brand of this was $12.94, but the Walmart brand was, I don't know, I can't remember. It was a little over $5. So he got the generic one. He won't mind. I got me a couple of these new makeup brushes. Now, I mentioned that I'm trying to be careful now what I'm putting on my skin. I noticed that the makeup brushes that I have used, I've had them for a long time. I've washed them several times, but I think it's just time to have some fresh ones. So I picked up these, and they're not very expensive. As you know, e.l.f. is not a very expensive product, but it's a good quality, I think. And then a lot of the things that I'm using now, I've had them for over a year, maybe two. And so I think it's time to just start fresh. So those are the things that were non-food that I picked up. Oh, and there was one more. For those of you who are in the scripture writing group and who love to do Bible journaling, you might not want to use this particular kind in your Bible because I do think you're going to have bleed through on a thin page. But when I'm doing my Bible journaling in my binder, I'm just using single sheets of notebook paper, and I don't write on the back side of them. So it doesn't matter if there's a little bit of bleed through or not. These were only $8.98 for this entire package of pens. Now, I was holding in my hand as I went down the aisle for stationery, I was holding an 8-pack of Sharpies in my hand, and it was $9.24 for 8. And I turned down an aisle where they keep a lot of specialty items in art, like things for children mostly. But all the big boxes of crayons, all their special things that they have going on. Well, this was on a special. All of these pens, 21 of them, was only $8.98. So it was actually cheaper to get 21 than to buy the package of 8 that I had in my hand. So naturally, I put the 8 down and I picked these up instead. So I'm looking forward to using those with my Bible journaling. And that deal might be going on at your Walmart too. I'm going to tell you, you're not going to find any pens better than the Sharpies. They are wonderful. They have an ultra-fine tip on them. You might not want to use them for coloring in so much as drawing outlines and writing. And you could color small spaces. It would work really good for that. But anyway, that's another non-food thing that I got. And then, let's see, is there anything I got at Walmart in my foods? I did get a couple things at Walmart. I got this. I bought this Fleischmann's bread machine yeast because I had used up the other jar that I had. This is what I use when I make homemade bread. I buy this, and it has a really good long date out here. It's January the 10th, 2019. It always has a long date out, and it's great. I keep it in my refrigerator once it's open, and that's what I use to make my homemade bread. And then I bought this pepper jelly. It's very hard to find it at Aldi or any other grocery stores. Well, I can find it at Ingles, but this Tabasco pepper jelly is wonderful. So I got that at Walmart too. And then I drove on down from there and went to Aldi. And I bought the appliances, and I bought them separately, and I used one of my $5 coupons. Now, I told the girl that was checking me out, I said, I want to buy these two things separately because I have 2 coupons I want to use. And they're each good for, like, one is good off $30 and the other is good off $35. And I have a pretty large purchase here, so I want to break this purchase up. I don't think she was all that gung-ho about it, but she did it. So there was nothing on the coupon because I had already read it that stipulated I could not do that. So I did it. But I don't know that she was thrilled, but she didn't really say anything, but I could just tell by her attitude she didn't really care for me doing that. But you know what? If you have $10 in coupons, you want to use them. I'm just not going to throw $10 away or $5 away. You know, I'm just not. So I used it. I did it. I picked up some strawberries. Now, these will be great for the smoothies we're wanting to make. $1.29 on these. And then they had the fresh blueberries. You know, I have some frozen ones that I've been using, but these fresh ones were only 99 cents. And so I picked up 2 of those as well. I picked up this Tony Citrus Kale Salad Kit. If you guys have never tried this, you have to try it. It is, to me, it's really worth the money. It's $2.99 for this kit, but we love it. It has everything in it that you need, and it makes a really large portion when you get it in there and shake it all up together. Everything you need is in there. The kale, the seeds, it has all these special seeds in there. I don't know if you can see, it has a couple of different packets in it. So I picked that up. Oh, and this is something I picked up at Walmart. They did not have the slaw kit that I normally get at Walmart, so I had to get this one. But I've used this one before, and it's fine. And it was only like $1.50. So there you go. And then I bought pork sausage. I might use one and freeze one. You got to remember now, I've not had an Aldi in 7 weeks, so I'm trying to catch up. I've been going without a lot of things because I don't want to pay the big price. These are only $1.99. I'm not going to pay $3.49 for sausage when I can get it for $1.99. I got the turkey kielbasa here, and I also got another bacon, and I probably will freeze one of those, maybe or maybe not, because they last a good little while. I mean, like, this is good till May, so if I'm going to use it before May, even though I already have another one, I'll use both of those before May, so I probably won't freeze it. And then beer battered fish fillets. These are really good. Of course, I've got to try out my fryer, so I've got some crinkle cut fries. Last time I got the strawberry cheesecake. I have not eaten my slice yet, but my husband ate his last night and said it was wonderful. So today I went back and got the turtle ones, and I told you before that I didn't want to get the turtle ones because the lid was falling off. But all the lids were really securely on there today. And I don't know if you can see under there how yummy that looks, but it's great when you can just buy 2 slices instead of making a whole thing, you know, a whole cake, because that way you can just have it in a portion, and when you're done, you're done. This chicken breast, the Amick Farms, this whole package of chicken breast was only $5.74. It was $1.49 per pound, and I'm going to probably be making some chicken and dumplings in my crock pot. And the reason I'm going to be making that is because it's going to turn winter here again in the South, people. It's going to turn winter time again. They are calling for the temperatures to drop down to freezing tonight and maybe not ever get back out until sometime next week. I mean, it's going to be really cold. Well, it'll go above freezing, but not much. I think the high on, tomorrow it might be in the 40s. I think Sunday it's like 39, and then like Monday it might be around freezing is the high for the day. And they're also calling for snow. They're calling for the potential for snow on Saturday night into Sunday, and then they're calling for the potential for snow, like I think it's Sunday night into Monday. So I don't know what we're going to get, but you know, I have vegetation blooming. I have, my blueberries are coming out. My blackberry actually has fruit that's starting to pod up. So it's probably going to get, there's nothing I can do probably to protect it. I wish I could. I'm going to try, but it might get frozen. I mean, there's no other way to say it. So I really hate that. And we have a large strawberry farm right near here, and I saw a whole host of workers out there today. And I think what they were doing is they were, they have the little water spouts that come up, and what they'll do is right before it freezes, they'll turn that water on, and the water will spray all over the strawberry plants. And then it will freeze, and it will insulate them, and it'll keep them from dying. And if they do it at just the right temperature and just the right time, they can preserve the strawberries. The problem is going to be that it's going to be cold for so long. I don't know. I mean, it works really well if it's springtime and you have like a couple days when it freezes. But if it's going to be like 4 or 5 nights of really hard freeze, I don't know if they'll be able to survive. But they were out there working. They were trying to, I think, get the little, make sure all the water sprinklers were working today. Anyway, I bought some lemons today because I'm going to be having some tea, and I haven't had lemons in a while because I refuse to pay the outrageous prices for them, but this was $2.49 for this bag of lemons. And I got some bananas. They're very green, you know, but once I open these in a couple of days, they'll be ready. I also got us some of these cherries and dried cranberries. And one of the, oops, sorry, I'm not holding my camera up good. One of the main reasons I bought these was because we're going to be having some granola fruit parfaits with yogurt. I bought the Greek yogurt the other day, and we like to just scoop out a couple tablespoons of that, put some berries or nuts on it, and eat that like a dessert. And we also can use fresh strawberries and blueberries on it as well. This is my husband's favorite kind of cookie, the iced oatmeal, and then I picked up some chocolate chip. These are only 95 cents, and I think these were $1.59, I think, something like that. And then I got these fresh green beans. There is nothing I like better than fresh green beans, and each bag of these was $1.49, so I got 2 of them. And I bought this oil. I got extra because I knew that I would be using my deep fryer trying that out. I got some refried beans. I bought the biscuits to go in my chicken and dumplings that I make in the crock pot. I will try to link that recipe for you guys in the description box because it's a really good recipe and very yummy and easy, super easy. So you'll have to go and check that out if you haven't seen it already. And then I got the albacore tuna, some cranberry sauce, a couple cans of carrots because I've used them. They had these tomatoes, okra, and corn, and I think they were like 85 cents maybe, something like that. They were cheaper than you can get it at any other store. And then I got some chips because we have been pretty much out of chips, and they have really reasonable prices. I think these were $1.49. These might have been a little more at, I can't remember what I paid for this. Maybe $1.89, I'm not sure, for the veggie straws, but they're really good. And then these were even cheaper. They might have been closer to like $1 or $1.29. They're cheap. And then I also got some white egg noodles because I was wanting beef stroganoff one night and I didn't have any egg noodles. So, and then I also got those deli rolls right over there so that we could have some sub sandwiches one night that's easy. And I got a big bag of potatoes. Last night for dinner, I made the pork tenderloin that you saw that I bought in my last video from Aldi. And it was so good. I have half of it left. But I also made the last of my potatoes into mashed potatoes, and I used the broccoli that I bought at Aldi and steamed it for steamed broccoli. And it was a really great meal. We enjoyed it a lot. They did not have any broccoli today. I was going to buy more because my husband said, buy more broccoli. But they didn't have it, and I was really disappointed. But I will look next time. It probably was sold out because it was super cheap. It was only $1.29, and you got like 3 little small, you know, heads of the broccoli, and so it was a really good buy. So anyway, there you go, friends. That is my haul for today. I think these are really good prices. I'm really pleased with how it turned out. I will let you know how I come out using my new little appliances here, and let you know how I like these clothing items once I wear them. Thank you for spending time with me today, friends. I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye.